They don't go into Islamic bookshops and take books about Islam off the shelf. They don't do that, most ordinary people. People in New York, their only introduction to Islam is what they see on the TV or Muslims they will meet. So the way we can introduce people to Islam is one, by being real Muslims. Not being what we might call cultural Muslims, carrying lots of baggage that really has nothing to do with Islam. And not being lukewarm Muslims who don't really care about their faith and are giving very bad example by the way they're living their lives, but by being real Muslims. If we were to live as Muslims, how the world would sit up and look at us. You know, I always tell the Muslims in Britain there are 1.5, 2 million Muslims, and there's not many out of 60-odd million people. But I tell the Muslims there, you know, 2 million people, if you put them in a line, that's a lot of people. 2 million is a lot of people. And people in Britain should be able to look at Muslims and say, look, there's a Muslim. Look, there's a Muslim walking down the street. Not because he wears a hat, but because he's a good man, because she's a good woman, because they're honest, because they can be trusted. Look at our beloved Prophet, ﷺ. Even the non-believers gave them his things to look after, because they knew he could be trusted. As Muslims, we should be seen to be the best of people. So that's the first way, as we said to our brother in the city of Suez, by good example. The second way, I would say, if we really take seriously the idea of... Can I give an example from Cairo? The brother in Qatar. I'll give an example from Cairo. In Cairo, there's a street called Sharat al-Harb. And it's a very crowded street, very busy. And at night, it's even more busy. And you walk along the pavement in Dalat Harb at night, and you're crushed and crowded by all the people. And then to make it more crowded, a boy has come, and he's put on the floor a sheet, okay? And on the sheet are socks, okay? And he starts the socks at the white socks, then pale blue, and then until we get to black over here, okay? So the socks are very neatly laid out. And because Cairo's very dusty, he has a duster, and he keeps dusting the socks, okay? So his socks look good. And then to attract the attention of the people, he cries out, "Occasion," he says. There's a sale on. "Ta'ala, ya prince. Come, ta'ala. Ta'ala, ya captain. Talata ba'ashara." And he shows them the socks, okay? And if they want the socks, they buy it. And also he dresses nicely. He wears a nice T-shirt. Maybe he might wink at the girls as well, but we're not telling people to wink at the girls. But he does everything he can with a nice voice, ta'ala, occasion, to tell them about his socks. To me, that is what dawah is. Islam is like those socks. We as Muslims, we should lay out our store very beautifully. What we have to offer should be very clear to the people, and it should look very beautiful. We should speak to them in a nice way, in a clear voice, in a friendly voice, in a humorous voice. We should look good. We shouldn't look scruffy and dirty. I taught in Damascus for the last 2 years at Mahad al-Fatah al-Islami, and I used to tell my students, they were studying Islamic studies, and I said, any of you comes to my class with dirty shoes, I will send you away. Because we were talking about calling people to Islam. And I said to the students, you can't call people to Islam with dirty shoes. You have to be very smart and very polite. And I said to the students as well, the one who doesn't smile, I will fail you. Because you can't talk about Islam unless you smile. Because Islam is beautiful. In Egypt, we say Islam is asal. Asal, it's like honey. It's very, very sweet. This is Islam. This is, brother, this is what we should do.
رائع. طبعا كما رأيتم كان الأخ أحمد من قطر يطرح سؤالا كيف ندعو الآخرين إلى الإسلام، فما زال الأخ إدريس توفيق مصرا على هذه النقطة بسلوكنا وأخلاقنا وحسن تعاملنا مع الآخرين، وهو يؤكد على فكرة الأمانة. هو يقول مثلا أنه عدد المسلمين في بريطانيا، وهي البلد التي عاش فيها والقطر الذي عاش في رحابه، عدد المسلمين ليس كبيرا، لكن بمقدورهم، بخلقهم، بوقفتهم صفا واحدا أن يستقطبوا ويجتذبوا الآخرين إلى الإسلام بحسن أخلاقهم وضربهم القدوة والأسوة والمثل. ينبغي أن نكون أمثلة حية في الأمانة، وهو يركز على فكرة الأمانة، ويستدعي مسألة أنه كان في وسط القاهرة مزدحم، ورأى شابا أو غلاما صغيرا يبيع بضاعته، كان يبيع بعض الجوارب، ويحاول أن يستقطب الناس إلى بضاعته بأن يحسن تنظيفها، بأن يتحدث عنها حديثا ودودا لطيفا. هو يقول ينبغي على الدعاة أن يحسنوا ترويج بضاعتهم بهذه الطريقة التي تروق للرأي العام، الطريقة التي تنفذ في القلوب. ينبغي